Church for a few seconds.
This is a combination of commercial on the left and apartment units on the right.
As I told you, on the left side
aluminum.
we have ordinary flats
Older
that's owned by
apartment
those
houses.
living there.
Condominiums, probably.
Flats or apartments, private. But you see, there is it's not so much made with the garage for the cars. So it's a few stores and so on here. So it's right side for former time. It was the Social Security head office, but they have moved for a year ago. And on your left side, that was a former head office of Norske Hydro. They had a office, and this is called the Hydro Park on your left side. And on your right side is the National Library on your right side, and this is called Soliplass. And here you have more business activities, offices and so on, both on your left and right side. But you see here is more traffic and cafes and so on. And on your right side here, we are close to the foreign department. On your right side here is the Norwegian Foreign Department. And in front of you, in front of you is the National Theatre. On your left side, it's an old building from 1899, and a lot of presentations are made from that building. And on your left side, you have a large park area. You have the main road, it's on the Karl Johan on your left side, and in front of you it's what we call the Parliament. It's in front of you on the left side. That's where all the rules and everything is made from that building in Norway. And this is a complete new area that was had been rebuilt for some years. Well, this is a typical office street. A lot of different We are now in the oldest part of Oslo called Kvadraturen, as I told you about. And you see on your right side several very old buildings. And on your right side, it's the Central Bank of Norway.
It's interesting to look at this rock. This looks like a bedrock that it's built on. That looks like recent repairs. Some century nearby.
Alla fine, ok. Ora ci sta busto.
You can see all of these gun windows. This little courtyard area in here. It's probably just a collection of add-on buildings where they end up with little courtyards in them. But you wonder what they were used for. It's too bad they don't tell you with little signs what all these little places were for. And what was the progression of construction here? Interesting detail for short roofing. This is interesting. It's a walkway. It goes right to an edge and stops. Was there once a continuation of this? Or what was the function of this? Who knows? Notice they take their old brick and paint over it, starting to almost erase the grouting spaces between the bricks. All of these gun portals, and it looks like that the rock is used as a base until they get to a place where they need some precise or reasonably precise definitions of dimensions, and then above that they go up with whatever combination that I guess aesthetically appeals to them. You can see that that wall is a little bit concave, but all made out of stone. That's a pretty impressive structure. Notice the brick up above where the big windows start. They mix it all in just some curious fashion, almost as though it had nothing to do with design or construction, but rather just when did we get enough brick to do it, and did we run short, etc. An imposing structure is a fort. You'd think it'd take a lot of beating down to destroy it or breach it. Notice the steel devices sticking out to hold the walls together. Internal support all over this building. Bulging out up there. Even gun ports here to ensure that if you get this far you wish you hadn't gotten stopped by what must have been a massive gate at this point. Again, positions like this were designed to protect this approach and then to destroy anything that got past it. And started to get hung up next to this gate. Put it in here. I don't know what that is. These are the black tiles that we see everywhere on the homes and so forth. Looks like a black glaze on top of regular tile. And here we have a rounded or a humped walkway, although the stones are put in a slight angle so they're upward like this rather than flat to create some kind of grip perhaps for the horses. You can see lots and lots of scratch marks, which may well be the horses' metal hooves digging into this for purchase, and then the drainage off to the side. Again, substantial walls. Not being able to see the thickness, it looks like the thickness is probably around 2 feet or so. The entryway is interesting because it just seems to go off into nowhere. We'll scoot around here and see if we can see what it might be connected to, what its purpose was. Lovely park area.
How much is this worth?
Can't tell what this building is, but it opens that walkway there, roadway, goes down to the lowest level, street level down there. The architecture here is somewhat unimaginative, except for the use of stone, the varied use of stone. Sailing regatta. Whether they're just sailing about or doing something in particular, I can't tell. Doesn't look like they're running a course at all. Probably a test of skill, just being able to navigate. This is, of course, is the cruise ship. Notice the men out in front working on the windows or whatever right now. This is the other part of that building, that the walkway down to the main road or lower road. This is one side of it. Again, not terribly imaginative, but I suspect is the architecture. Off in the distance is something we didn't have a chance to see, but looks like it might be a church. Either painted green or a lot of copper on it. Another panning view of Oslo, as they seem to pronounce it here, Oslo. Again, this is still the fort area, as you can see by those walls right there. Now, whether those walls, whether this mound was built or existed or was dressed and the walls installed, or whether it was built up and the walls installed, I don't know. The busy main wharf here. We'll go down and visit some of those ships. Busy area over there, maybe shops and so forth. I stood here before, but I don't know. I stood up on top there. I don't know if I took a view of it. You could either interpret this as a front end of a modern ship or a Viking ship turned on its side. Also, cannonballs striking from this direction are likely to just glance off there. But why the extra or different level here, I don't know what purpose that served. Here may be a unique, perhaps typical of some old design here. Kind of an same thing down there too. Pretty hefty rocks to build, but look at that thing there. what it would have taken to get these things in place, what it would take to move them. Cannonball hitting straight at that thing with a lot of dirt behind it's probably not going to do anything at all. Even if it shatters, it's probably not going to do anything but stay there in a shattered form of some sort, like typical old, perhaps Norway design. These tall buildings, like a school or something like that. People were used to running up and down them. Imagine when your career was cut short because you couldn't get to your desk. I was walking down these stairs and I looked to my left at the profile of the statue and thought, damn, that looks like Franklin Roosevelt. And it is. So there must have been some one time that we did something for a country. This might have been a recreation of an earlier boat. Looks like a boat that they, sailing boat that they take tourists out on for lunches. It's all set up down there with tables and the rear compartment up on deck and down below. But if all those sailed, it'd be quite a thrill to be take a sail down the channel in this. See what it was like to live those old days, even a taste of it. And some other wooden boats. Obelisk over there. Looks more like scaffolding, and on top of it is an antique looking clock. It's a curious structure. The title of this photograph would be, Could They Have Even Imagined? This is probably another one of those, either remakes or maybe an antique that is used for tourist charters, I would guess, from the tables. It's probably where the anchor comes flying out. That's the anchor there, I guess. Yeah. If and when they use it. Ports where there isn't enough, where they aren't deep enough to get in. That's what it looks like from down here. Hello?